Hello, welcome back. My name is Melissa and today I'm going to be showing you a sample class. So a bit about me, what can you expect on this channel? Well, I cover everything to do with teaching, online teaching and classroom teaching as well. If this video is for you and you're teaching a sample class online on your own platform or for another company or for Outschool, this might give you some ideas in the realms of public speaking. So if this video is for you, just smash that subscription button. So a bit about me. I have a background, a degree in speech and drama and also in English as well. I'm a qualified English teacher, so I've got my PGCE and I've taught here in England and also taught overseas in Singapore, teaching speech and drama and teaching English to high school level. So I have decided that my sector on Outschool is in the realms of life skill. So this is what public speaking would be under. And I thought I would show you this sample lesson of mine, not for you to steal. There's always going to be those of you that steal, but it's a bit of inspiration for you. I've seen a few people saying that public speaking is really easy. It requires no prep whatsoever. I would say from my point of view as someone who has a degree in this subject and I've studied this subject for many years and I've been a performer, I've done lots of credits, public speaking engagements, theatre credits, I've done films as well. You can find me on IMDb. I would say that is a lie. I prep these lessons and everything I do has the child in mind and has the learning foundation under it. So I've created this slide, and for public speaking, I always use slides unless it's face to face, then that's something different. And the thinking behind this is that you might have a child who has learning difficulties. You might have a child that has hearing difficulties. You might have a child that is an ESL speaker. You might have a child that can't hear for whatever reason because the internet connection is not very clear. So I always put visual images on in order for it to reinforce what we are doing and what we are learning as well. So we start off with some vocal warm-ups and we do these exercises that are connected to the body. I've got exercises here that are to do with tone, and I show the children what we do with that. And we've got these letters here that we practice with articulation. I am always up on my feet. During these classes, I am standing up, I am energetic, I'm vocal, I'm showing them what to do in order to protect their voice. Public speaking for me is not about sitting in my chair and just saying this is what you do and this is public speaking. I have the children up off their feet. We do exciting tongue twisters. For example, we play games, and these games are designed by myself, some of them, in order to bring out speaking games for public speaking, so to be able to engage the children so that they can build upon their confidence in impromptu speaking, public speaking, and being able to speak on the spot. That is a skill that is learned, and we learn it in a fun, engaging way, especially for the younger years for classes like this. And even with older years as well, it's always going to be fun and engaging. It has to be. So I find games that are interesting and engaging for the pupils, and I design them and so that they're learning without realizing that they're learning. It's public speaking without them knowing that they're building those skills towards public speaking. And then we'll finally end the class with some practical public speaking tips. So everything that they've learned during the lesson, they'll be able to speak confidently, and I'll tell them how to stand, how they can use gestures, but we'll work on something. If it's an ongoing class, we'll work on a specific skill each time, and we'll look at those skills. We'll go over them, whether that's eye contact or hand gestures or the voice, which is massive. It's a huge instrument. And to learn about the voice, I studied at university for 4 years, and it's not something you can just learn overnight on how to protect your voice, how to build the muscles in your diaphragm, but all of these games that I play with the children are designed in order to strengthen their vocal cords, to help them with their tone, their articulation, without them even realizing it. So this is what I do. I always ensure that when I write my listings, that there's some space for the children to be able to move around, that they have some water to hand, and we make sure that there is space for them to sort of move in front of the computer. I make sure as well that my lessons are bright colours, and with classroom management, because a few teachers ask around about classroom management, especially with little ones. So I teach children from 3 right up until the age of 17 is the oldest that I taught. So a bit about myself: when I was teaching in Singapore, I was teaching early years from 18 months, speech and drama, right through to 11 years old. And then here in England, when I'm teaching English, I teach 11 to 16-year-olds. So right through middle school to high school. And then when I'm teaching drama, generally I'm teaching the younger children. So I've got experience with all of the age ranges, and I thoroughly enjoy teaching all of the age ranges as well, because I'm passionate about this subject. If you are looking for something to teach on Outschool, I would say teach something that you are passionate about. Teach something that you have a lot of knowledge about. So I don't have to do masses of research in order to put a lesson together when it comes to this area. Or say if I was doing a certain section in English, because we all have our favourites when it comes to English. It can be literature, it can be language, you might be looking at comprehension. All of the ideas are there, and it's about how I'm going to put that together. You can actually look at the standards as well. So this is for any lesson that you're teaching that could be deemed as academic. Have a look at the teaching standards. So we don't really have this in England, where we have teaching standards. Here in England is something else. So the teaching standards that I'm talking about, and I'm going to explain this to my British audience, is in the US, they have teaching standards which tell you the objectives for the lesson, what you should be covering in that class. The British teaching standards are how we should conduct a lesson, like classroom management, showing a love of learning and getting that from the children as well. And our objectives come from the national curriculum that we have here in England, but also it's primarily with Key Stage 3, which is the younger years. It's down to the teacher. We have a lot of flexibility with what we put into our classes and what skills we need to be covering. Right, so I just thought I would show you that. I created this on Canva, so that's where I designed it. Now, if this lesson was useful to you, this video, then please do subscribe, watch some of my other videos and give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.